All right, what is up, everybody? I am the Night Owl, and I am once again asking for you to join me for a Dominaria United draft. Um, so I've been doing some thinking. I mean, I've got a couple drafts in since the last video I uploaded. I think I am back on the aggro plan. So if you remember, if you've been watching my videos, at the start of the format, I was pretty into the aggressive decks. I kind of thought that that was the way to go, and then I decided to kind of back up and try to go into the more late game controlling kind of sweet stuff decks. Um, but I think I'm back on the aggro plan for a couple of reasons. One is the draft portions are really difficult to navigate if you are angling for like a late game deck because they can wait for a second. Because your draft has to just go so well. You either have to get really lucky or just have this incredible power of foresight in order to put together these like really sick domain decks or like late game controlling decks because it's just very easy for the pieces to just not come together for you. I think real quick, this is very easily Defiler. All the commons are like pretty bad, honestly, and then this is easily like the uncommons are okay. Easy Defiler. Because imagine you're putting together like a late game deck where you have to kind of get like you have to have a good curve, you have to have really good interaction in order to be able to beat all of your opponent's sweet stuff like the longer the game goes, right? And so you have to make sure that you get all the good removal, which you really can't guarantee. You have to also pick up the lands to like stitch your deck together. You have to figure out like what colors you're supposed to be in what amount and then to see the correct lands for that. And then you also have to be able to outgrind your grindy opponents and then have a good defense for your aggro opponents. It just basically, you just have to like thread the needle like pretty much perfectly. Whereas if you're an aggressive deck, you don't have to worry about that as much. You can just bash through your opponents and not worry about their sweet cards because you just kill them before they cast them, and not worry about their grindy stuff because you just kill them before they cast them, or not worry about your colors as much because you're just playing a two-color deck. So I'm a little bit back on the aggro plan. Here I'm going to take Missionary. I would love to follow this up with a red spell, but all the red spells here are just not nearly good enough. Missionary is a really incredible uncommon. And it'll be fine. Say I play like red-white, this will be fine. Even if I can't get the black kicker on this, I'll still be happy to play this card. And if I can sneak a couple black sources in the deck, this card becomes incredible. There's also Extinguish the Light. I kind of like taking Missionary here more, just because I think red-white's a better color combo. And this is something to really watch out for in this format too, is that as you're navigating both the drafts and how you want to build your decks, the double color cost spells are actually a lot bigger cost, even more so a little bit than like cards that have multi-color costs but a single pip of each. You can't splash Extinguish the Light. If I play Extinguish the Light and Defiler in the same deck, like there's no splash and you'd be done. I'm playing red black. Missionary just the easy best card in the pack there, so we'll go with that. Bunch of fine black cards, it looks like. So rare and uncommon missing. One thing I have to notice, and this is just not even format specific, but one problem with how I draft a little bit is sometimes I tend to read too much into the signals early on, and so I got to kind of watch that a little bit. Here I think it's an easy fires. Even if I don't get the kicker cost on this, this is a fine removal spell. I really want to play the Defiler, so we'll take a red spell here, and it's just kind of the best card of the pack again. Like there's a bunch of fine black cards. These are not exciting in white. It really just kind of easy fires here. Red blue's a color combo I'm also really happy to play, so we can go with that. Now, what do I think about this? Only good red card is Thrill of Possibility. I kind of want to take Aaron here. Now, I might be abandoning. Say I played as Aaron, I'd be abandoning my good red picks here. But it's not Thrill of Possibility. It's not, I could take, as far as white cards go, I could take Vanguard. It's fine. Joint Forces are really replaceable. I mean, generally you want like Heroic Charge in that slot anyways, or like take up the shield. Like it's like not really a good like go wide card, nor like a single copy. I mean, it's fine, but it's they're replaceable in any direction, whether you want to use it as a trick or like a go wide finisher. Both there are cards that do both better. This is a really pretty high power card, and it goes good in like the black white that I might be looking at here. Might be fine with abandoning these. Rare and two commons missing, so it is kind of indicative that Thrill is gone, or that Thrill is the only red card here. What do I think about this? Am I getting punked? That's been another problem I've had with the format, is I've just been getting punked as far as like what colors I should be, basically all the time. I just kind of get my legs cut out from under me. Because the only good white card here is, or the only white card here is Faith Bonder, so maybe I'd be abandoning these. Maybe I take a blue spell here, and I look to play red-blue, and I abandon these. Rada's pretty good. Red-green could be what's open. Maybe I should take Rada. Maybe I actually am red-green. This card is really pretty excellent if I get some attacks off with it. Could be missing on a blue card here, but the thing I'd be missing on is like espionage. Let's take the higher upside card and take Rada here. Because the red cards I'd be taking like Steel Crusher, which is not like amazing or anything. Okay, so there's stall for time, probably not. It'd be fine if I go like red, white, splash, blue, I suppose. Molten Monstrosity, don't really need that to prioritize that. Yeah, really nothing here is that special. I don't like any of the artifacts, which I could like kick the can down the road. No green cards in the pack though, so maybe I'm not red-green. Could still be red-blue though. I'm seeing some decent blue cards. Here's a Tributary, which if I just play red, it'll at least like help me kick the fires. So I could go a couple of different directions. I mostly just got to keep my eyes peeled. I think I like the Tributary here though. Oh. Okay. Yeah. So I think red-blue looks like what's kind of open here. That being said, so if I play red-blue, what card do I like? I actually got, it's not Sea Scavenger, it's Timely, Flowstone Infusion, Keldon Strike Team. I actually don't know what's good here. I also could still ostensibly be red-white, but it's starting to look less like that. Is Flowstone Infusion better than Timely? A little bit. And I really want to play red if I play one of these colors. So I like the Strike Team a lot if I am red-white. But I think maybe it's just more important to take the Flowstone Infusion. See, like, what is this? What am I looking at? It's like a whole pack full of decent green cards after seeing like no green. I could take Phalanx, but I'm thinking white is not open, and this is an indication that maybe green is open. So I'm going to take Iconoclast. Ruwala could be good, but if I'm playing green-red, then Iconoclast is probably going to be better than Ruwala. And I could still, of course, be green-red, just splashing the blue for Tributary. I lost my missionary, but that's fine. We'll put you in the side. I don't think that the white-black plan is happening. And here we'll take Colossal Growth. Just a good trick. Take off the shield is actually a little bit better, but I think I might be red-green. So yeah, we'll take Colossal Growth. Really a pretty good trick. Same with Furious Bellow. Red-green is like kind of like an aggro deck with like a bunch of tricks backing it up, and I think I'm going to kind of play in that way. Even though I have like a trick already, another trick won't hurt. And it's just going to be better than both Crusher and Fire Nado. Oh, another Furious Bellow, though. Well, we'll take it. Not really excited about it, though. Yeah, okay, so Mana Worker or Prodigy? I think I'm going to take Prodigy just because it like works better as just a 2/2, and I'm already splashing a blue source. Maybe I get another blue source or two in, and this actually becomes like kind of a decent late game card. Actually, no, I'm going to take Mana Worker. The reason I just swapped there at the last second was because just having a Mana Worker in the deck is really like going to... I'll take the green card. I'm definitely not gonna play it, but having a Mana Worker in the deck is just going to really help. Like if I do pick up a something like Tatiova. Okay, so I could take Mossbeard Ancient. I mean, there's a bunch of good options for me here. But yeah, Tatiova is like just a really incredible card. I already have a blue splash thing. Play green, red, splash blue for fires in Tatiova. This looks like where I want to be. This is an incredible pickup. I'm pretty much abandoning white at this point, even though a missionary's hiding. This card's way too good to pass, especially when I'm like already kind of leaning in that direction. I would be happy with the Ancient here, even though I don't like 7-drops that much. No good red cards, but that's fine. Yeah, we'll go with Tatiova. What do I think of this? Again, no good red cards. I could take Outrider. Outrider's fine. And it's like pretty good in an aggressive deck. A bunch of decent white stuff here, kind of concerning. I don't think it's Strength of the Coalition. I already got a bunch of tricks. I don't think it's Elfhame Worm. I think if I'm going to pick a 5-drop, Outrider's better. I could pick Geothermal Bog. They don't really have a reason to do that yet. We'll take Outrider and not be too thrilled about it. This card is really good, but you just don't need to prioritize 5-drops that much. But we'll go for it. Oh, Micromancer, huh? Well, now I'm seeing a bunch of blue stuff, like really good blue. So now I'm wondering if I should have been blue-red. Basically, the red is getting cut from this direction, which is not good. Could take Strike Team. It's okay. I don't think it's one of the black cards. I don't think it's like Terror. It could be Micromancer. Could splash the Micromancer if I'm already planning on splashing the Tatiova. This card's really good, and it'll help find, like, if I get a couple Gaia's Mites or something like that, it'll find Infusion, it'll find Gaia's Might. This seems like a reasonable card to splash. Then again, Strike Team is just, like, really so good in an aggressive deck. We'll take the Micromancer, though. I'm going to splash the blue anyway, so I think that's a fine pickup. And it's just high enough power that I think it's the way I want to go. Here we'll take Steel Crusher just because I need to fill out the 2-drop slot. And this pack, there's really nothing special in this pack anyways. It's like all like a bunch of like fine fillers. Sleeper's probably the best card. Pretty far away from that. This seems like a good point to pick up Ridgeline. I'm leaning towards like an aggressive style deck, so it's not Floriferous Vine Wall. It's not Urborg Repossession, like this, though this card's really good. Like these 2 black cards are probably the best cards in the pack here, but we'll just take Ridgeline. I'm not going to play Amplifier, even though I'm splashing the blue. Vine Wall, real quick to talk about this card. I really don't like this card. You should play it sometimes, it's fine, but I really don't like having cards like this in my deck. At first I was like, I've seen other people play it, and I was like, oh, maybe it's better than I thought. My initial read on this card was that it was bad, and then I came up on it a little bit, but now I've come like back down a little bit because, you know, every time I decide not to play blue, whenever I play blue decks, I've done like 4 or 5 blue drafts where I just don't see a single Tolarian Terror, and now it's like, I'm just seeing nothing but terrors. I think I'm gonna take the terror here because I do have a bunch of spells, and actually this will be like kind of a good finisher card. I really need to pick up lands though. Anyways, what was I saying? I was making some other point and I missed it. Oh, for first Vine Wall, it's basically like, say you're playing like a 17 land deck with 2 Vine Walls, you're kind of playing a 19 land deck. It's like not amazing. What is this? Yeah, I'm kind of getting crushed now. I'll take Dragon Whelp. I think it's fine. It's a decent finisher. I kind of need to fill out the mid-range of my deck a little bit better, though. Or the middle ground. I'll take Bog Badger. I think it's a little bit better than Tortoise. If I can, like, sneak a Black Splash in there. That's fine. Prodigy, Sentry, Geyser. I don't think it's Geyser because I don't want to play the Splash. Prodigy could be good because I want to get the blue splash in there anyways, and it'll be a 2-drop. Sentry's pretty good, but I have so many 4-drops already that I think Prodigy is probably the better way to go. It could be Gardener too. That Gardener would help me stitch my deck together a little bit. Actually, I'm going to take Gardener here. I think I'm not really getting a ton of lands, and I think it's just probably important enough to like have the ability to like cast my sweet blue spells. We'll take Worm with an absence of like other good things. Another Terror. See, this is crazy. So, yeah, I've drafted, like, a bunch of blue in this format, and every time I'm like, I'm drafting blue, I just don't see any Solarian Terrors, and then every time I decide I'm not drafting blue, like, as a primary color, I see, like, all of them. I don't know if that'll make the deck or not, but... Okay, so I definitely need to cheapen the deck a little bit. Because so many of my spells are, like, combat tricks, I really want to, like, apply more pressure. But I will also take any lands I can get. Smash the Dust, probably not going to make it. I also have an Axe, right? Yeah. And another Llanowar Stalker. Okay. What do I think of this? This is kind of a bad pack for me. I could take Nail. I am playing green-blue, but I just don't see myself getting to the full 5-color domain, and that's really where you want to be with this card. I kind of wish I had taken the Prodigy, my Chipper Prodigy, seeing as I'm seeing another Gardener here. I'm not going to play the double blue Defiler of Dreams. Could pick Crystal Grotto. Seems a little weak. But it's kind of my best option, right? I don't think I want to play 2 Gardeners. I'm not getting to the 5-color domain for this. I just don't think it's good enough. Yeah, we'll take a Grotto here. I'm split on my colors enough that I really need to make sure my lands are good. Okay, so this is kind of good. I'll take a Weatherseed Treaty. This card's decent. Colossal Growth would be fine. Sacred Peaks, I'm not playing any white. Branch Rider would be fine. I would play Branch Rider, but I definitely don't need to prioritize this. With Weatherseed Treaty, this will set up my colors. It'll help me get more lands for Tatiova. It'll allow me to get a big attack in. Yeah, I think it's the place to be. Man, what do I take? Geyser, I guess? Geyser would probably be fine. Like, I might splash it. My colors are going to be kind of bad in this deck, which I might just have to accept. Remember how I said like I wasn't gonna play white black, and then white black ended up being like what turns out what was open. I don't want to play snare spinner. I could play one Orb Repossession because I could like get a single swamp in the deck, and then between Gardener, Mana Worker, Treaty, Crystal Grotto, this would be really nice along with my Tatiova. Seems reasonable. All right, Gaia's Might, Hydromancer, or Tortoise. I think I'll take Gaia's Might. Having more tricks with Rada is going to be really nice. I can find it with Micromancer. I do want more spells in the deck. I think I have a good enough top end that I don't need Hydromancer. Yeah, I think Gaia's Might's kind of the pick here. Another Colossal Growth, a Molten Monstrosity, which could be good because I got a bunch of tricks, so maybe Molten Monstrosity would be fine. Because I don't think I want another Colossal Growth, do I? That's like a lot of tricks at that point. I actually think I do, though. I want to have spells for terror. I want to be able to just like regularly attack with like my cheaper creatures. Yeah, Tangled Islet definitely the pick here. Make my mana a little bit better. Warbrute. Yeah, Warbrute probably make the deck. We'll see. It ain't Battlefly Swarm. Yeah, it's none of this. Look at these white cards coming around. Librarian can go on the side. I really wish I had another 2-drop. But just being like a pile of tricks, like it's just going to be really important to start on 2, and I'm just not going to be able to do that very often. Another Geyser. Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be better than the third Colossal Growth. Definitely better than the Worm. Yeah, we'll go with Geyser. So I'm just like straight up Temur, which my mana won't be too bad with like all the things that I have to fix it, so that's kind of nice. I'll take Snare Spinner. I hopefully don't have to play this. Another Librarian. So this deck's okay. The colors are really stretched. And again, I could have used like some more aggressive 2-drops here. We'll see. So I'm like sort of an aggro deck with a little bit of grind to it. I don't hate this deck, but I don't think it's excellent either. All right. Oh my god. All right, everything get out of here. All right, how do we want to do this? So let's start with just the red and green cards. Probably play both of these. Probably play both of these. We'll wait on that. And then Tatiova, obviously. Okay, probably the Mana Worker. In fact, almost certainly, right? We'll swap these out. These are all creatures or pseudo creatures. Yeah, okay. So 6 more cards. And I think they're mostly going to be... I'll probably play the Geysers. Probably play the Micromancer, because it finds a bunch of stuff. Especially if I play the Repossession. I'll probably play the Terrors, too. I actually have a bunch of spells. So if I play the Repossession here, my tricks actually look kind of bad. Like I have like 5 tricks and like just not a lot of cheap creatures to go with them. But they're the best spells I have to get in the deck for Tolarian Terrors. I don't think I want to play the Snare Spinner, though. That seems weak. I think the Repossession seems a little bit better. Between Treaty, Gardener, Mana Worker, Grotto, and then I Micromancer to find it. I actually think that Repossession's going to like do like a lot of work in the deck. So yeah, maybe I'm just not as aggressive. Like maybe I can go like I'll play the repossession, and then I'll cut like maybe one of the Furious Bellows to get some more creatures in the deck. That seems reasonable. Seems reasonable. How many spells is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's actually a really good spell count. So maybe I actually just go to 9. And then I could play Snare Spinner just to cheapen the deck a little bit. Give me like a nice earlier play that'll like keep me alive. So my plan is to like apply pressure, but then have like sick finishers over the top of it. And I have a little bit of grind because, with Micromancer, with Tatiova's kind of a grind card, Urborg Repossession, Geyser to a degree. Yeah, I think this looks good. You know, there are cards that, like basically I'm just not playing filler. Like that cuts all the filler out of the deck for the most part, except for the Snare Spinner is like the most fillery card, like low end filler. Um, yeah. Okay. So we'll add these lands. Okay, and then I need to add a single swamp. How much domain stuff do I have? I have Rada, Weatherseed Treaty, but that's like pretty whatever. I mean, the domain on Rada is like pretty whatever too. Gaia's Might, reasonable. Okay, and then how many blue cards do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I already have 3-ish blue sources. Definitely at least one island. So that'd give me 4 blue sources, plus Mana Worker, plus Weatherseed Treaty, plus Deathbloom Gardener. I think that's good enough, right? Because so I have 3-ish green sources, but I definitely want to play a bunch of green and red. So I have 11 sources to add. I have what? 2 green and 2 red in my tap lands here. So if I play 6 and 5, that'd give me 9-ish green sources. The reason I want to play so many mountains is because I have these double red spells. If I only play 4 mountains, that seems low. Though I don't know. I mean, it's really only hard to cast Defiler of Instinct and Dragonwhelp at that time, and I think it's really important for me to play my green sources, so I can play Weatherseed Treaty and Deathbloom Gardener. So yeah, if I go like, yeah, 7 and 4, they give me a bunch of green. I think maybe that's the way to go. I think it's most important that I get my forests, right? Right? It's shaving a little on the red, but I think that's okay. I think that's okay. Okay, this deck looks okay. Um, I wish my 2-drops were better, to make my tricks better, basically. But otherwise, I think the deck is decent. I do have some high power cards, and I have like the decent weight of like outlasting my opponent. And then having big finishers in a deck like this is like really pretty good. So okay, cool. We'll try it. We'll see it for round 1. Okay, round 1. The one thing I'll say about this deck is the removal's pretty weak. I'm a little nervous about it. But it wasn't like I was like passing insane removal or anything. That's kind of what I was talking about, is that oh, this hand's not great. That's okay, actually. That's a removal spell. When I first looked at this hand, I was like, I thought that this was a trick. I thought it was like my Furious Bellow or something. I was like, oh, bad. But actually, fires will be reasonable here. Oh, nice. Now, do I... I think I just cast it, right? Like, yeah, it's like nice to get the haste attack in, but I have Gardener to play next turn. Um, it could just get Flowstone Infusion, but so it goes. Nah, and it didn't. I think it's better than like waiting and using all my mana. Oh. Well, I think I attack. Oh, you're a trampler. Yeah, I think I'll attack. Use the Gaia's Might. Yeah. I think this is fine. Because I hit for a bunch. And then I can fires whatever they play on their turn. Though maybe I want to save it depending on what it is. Because I'm close to getting the card draw out of it. Mm-hmm. Sure. Kind of a decision point. Do I get the card out of it and wait? Because I don't really have good follow-ups, I think it's kind of important that I do. Yeah, it's kind of weak. Oh, they take it. Okay, cool. That works for me. Go like this, because Gardner. All right, I'm going to be able to kill something for 3 on my follow-up turn. Or actually 4, because I can use the Gardener. Yeah. Oh, if you want to activate, that's great. Uh-huh. Sure. What do you got? Another Kavu. Okay. Yeah, so if I play the land and then kick, I mean, I can get another point in with this. So that's probably the way to go. Because, yeah, I'll draw a card and then, yep, okay. Oh boy, kind of flooding here. That's bad. That's pretty bad. And I drew my 2 creatures that are basically like my mana creatures as far as my spell goes. Oh, geez. Okay. Okay. I think I just attack with Gardener first. Yeah, great. I suppose I could have cast Mana Worker and Terror if I had not done that, but I think the point's a little more valuable. I got Terror, I got Forest. My board looks pretty good. I'm really hoping I can draw something a little more valuable. Well, I'm not blocking. I think Terror is too important to keep on the board here. Like that this screams like some sort of effect. Yeah, Monstrosity. Okay. Urborg Repossession. What do I have? No other permanents. I could attack with both. They would just block. I can't attack with the Gardener because then I can't cast the Repossession. Or no, I actually should have, because Mana Worker could have allowed me to kick it. So that was a mistake on my part. What's this? A trick? Okay. Do I wait and get another card out of it? Otherwise I can cast the Terror this turn. Really should have attacked with Gardener. No, I think I gotta try to grind them here. I think. Yeah, we'll just cast Mana Worker. Then I'll block with Gardener, and then I can Repossession for both, and that's actually kind of good. A little bit slower, but we're kind of getting into top deck mode. I think I need all of my resources. No attacks. Oh, Linebreaker Bailoff. Well, that's kind of bad. A Defiler of Instinct. Okay. So how much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. And so now how many spells do I have? Just 2. So this would cost 5, 4. Do I attack this Gardener? If they don't trade, it's kind of bad. Well, no, because I can cast the Defiler. They can maybe attack with these two. That's a little bit of a problem. But I'll just cast Tolarian Terror if they do that. Yeah. We'll just attack for one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that worked. Okay. And this is a good use of mana. Yep, okay. And then I think Terror is the player, right? Yeah, I think so. They got a bunch of big guys. It's kind of a problem. They're just out beefing me. I'm not sure how I'm going to beat it. Mm-hmm. Definitely blocking here. You gotta be kidding me. Hmm. These are all tramplers? Jeez, man. I think I just play out my team. We'll go like this. And then I can maybe beat them with the geyser. Though, seems unlikely. A red permanent would definitely help. Also, hopefully they brick. Oh, naturally. Yeah, great. You know, alright. I'm taking, what, 11 here? Mm-hmm. Uh, boy, there's a lot of cards that could have actually won this for me. Like, a lot of my tricks would have done it. But no. Alright. Man, that was bad. It was just like beef after beef after beef after beef. I meant to look at the battlefield. The triple molten monstrosity. What could I have, like, what could I have realistically done there? Brother Sea Treaty wouldn't have done it. Yeah, I think it would have been a point shy anyways with any of my tricks, or most of them at least. Outrider would have been really nice. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, I just didn't have good removal, and so like I just couldn't grind through all the bigger dudes. Okay, all right, round two. All right, round two. I'm hoping to at least get to 4 wins. I've been getting beat up recently. I'd like to at least make my gems back to a degree. Now this hand I'll keep. Can't cast my geyser yet, but that's okay. Mm-hmm. Well, that was one of my worst draws, but that's okay. Grottos are alright, actually. Can't cast anything this turn, but whatever, I'll live. Repossession. Do I actually want that? Really good grindy spell. Um, I think I do actually. Because I'm so threat light, like, this will actually... Like, I have follow-up plays in the next couple turns. Like, I'm probably going to geyser whatever they cast next turn. And then follow it up with, like, Whelp and then Outrider. Yeah, this is one of my better spells. Yeah, we'll keep it. Uh-huh. No plays for my opponent. Okay. Well, that makes my geyser play a lot worse. Cleaving Skyrider. Sure. I think I'm actually just going to jam Repossession and then replay um, Iconoclast to actually present some pressure. Is that good? Otherwise, I'm just not doing anything with my turn. Yeah. Fires of Victory. Well, I can't draw the card with it. If I were to just cast it, it would deal 4, so that's not really enough. So I think I just Geyser. Or do I play the Dragon Whelp? I think I play Dragon Whelp and get another threat on the field. Makes my follow-up Geyser a little bit better. Yeah. No attacks. Also, I could draw a trick and attack into Crusher, and that'd be good. Dragon Whelp's a serious threat. No spells. Well, the problem is I can't Geyser. I can't do everything. I think I just attack with Whelp. I don't want to Colossal Growth into all their open mana. I don't really want to Geyser this turn because it's too easy for that. Like, I Geyser. They use their mana to like kill one of my creatures. And then I can't protect it with Colossal Growth. I think we're just going to attack with Whelp. And then cast Outrider. They have to have something they can do, right? It's probably Artillery Blast. I'll destroy evil. Okay. Probably a positive exchange for me overall. A Warbrute. Okay. Land would actually be kind of good. A Molten Tributary. So Colossal Growth, what, it'd give +4/+4? So I could attack into both. So I could Geyser, but Geyser costs 4 mana, so I still can't do both. So I might as well just attack. Well, I don't really want to attack. Basically, none of my spells are good. Actually, what I'll do is, yeah, you know what? I'll kick Geyser. Ah, boy. It sets them back, but I really want to like take advantage of a turn where like they like I can actually like get an attack in with the Iconoclast, which means I need to play Tributary. Just activating this isn't very good. If they just block with this and a Colossal Growth, I just don't like doing this with all their mana untapped. Yeah, I think I'll play Tributary, attack with Whelp. And I'll pump twice. Applies a decent amount of pressure. They can't really attack me back. I could protect Dragon Whelp with Colossal Growth, and I also threaten lethal next turn, depending on what they do. Hoping this isn't Mossbeard Ancient. Citizen's Arrest. Okay. It's kind of bad. Okay. No blocks. A Defiler of Instinct. More red, red. So I kind of want to kick Geyser, or no, just cast Geyser, I mean. Also, I could cast Fires of Victory and kick it, but no, I think I want to Geyser this. See what I draw. But then I can't cast anything else. But it does get damage in. Maybe I just play Defiler. And then on my next turn, I can go Geyser plus Fires. They won't attack. I still think this is the way to go. Okay. Yeah, no attack still. Way too easy for that to be punished. Okay. Resolve. So what could be bad here? Like Colossal Growth, which would give it 1, 2, 3, 4, be 9, plus like twin. So it or no, be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so go up to 9, and then they could like Twin Strike it or Twin Inferno it, and I would take 18. So there's basically no way that this is lethal. This could be, yeah. So no blocks. Okay. I could cast Gardener and then Colossal Growth that for like a big attack. If I cast Gardener, Colossal Growth it, it gets 3, or it gets, yeah, or no, it gets +4/+4, so it'd be a 5 power attacker. Or I could just attack and then Colossal Growth one of them. But basically, if I do this, they'd have to kill Gardener. I think it's safer to just attack with both. But they have to have a plan, right? Oh. So what if I kick this, destroying this? They'll untap here. Alternatively, they might block, which I'd be fine with. That'd be now be 4. Or no, I can just go fire. Well, fires only does 3. Oh, but you know what? I think it'll be fine. Yeah, I think I just let them do this. They go to blocks. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right, because what I'll do is I'll kick Colossal Growth. Because I don't want to kick this, right? Because I'd spend all my mana. But what I'm going to do is, yeah, first we'll go Fires of Victory on this, which will save my creature because of the first strike. I wonder what their last hand card is. We'll do the first strike damage. Make sure that that succeeds. We'll wait to do the Colossal Growth. Because if they pump this with like Gaia's Might or whatever, I'll Colossal Growth the Defiler instead. Yeah, okay. So what? You're going up to 7/7? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they eat my dude. Kind of annoying, but I have good follow-ups. So I think I'm okay. Though that was not how I wanted to spend my resources. Okay, cool. Got out of it. All right, all right. A little concerning, but ultimately okay. Did I hit tier 3? I think I was at tier 3 before and I dropped because I was just getting the snot kicked out of me. Kind of an awkward game. I think I navigated okay. My opponent's card quality wasn't insane or anything. Well, not general. They had Destroy Evil, they had a Skyrider. Barkweave Crusher actually blocked pretty good. So not bad. Okay, cool. 1-1. All right, round 3. Round 3. Deck feels okay. Deck feels okay. I really haven't been satisfied with a lot of my recent decks, but is what it is. This is a keepable hand. It's not amazing. I don't think I'm mulliganing it, though. Yeah, so we'll force first. Mana Work is going to be the first play, of course. Up against red-white. It's actually not a bad... Or no, oh, okay. No, red, white, green. A Vine Wall, sure. So Domain. I get a Forest. No fixing, so that's good. A Wooded Ridgeline. Well, I think it's more important that I... Oh, a Micromancer. Do I want that? It's one of my better cards. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think that's pretty good. I think it is. I think it's decent. Queen Allendal. A little bit of a problem. Pretty easy Weathersea Treaty here. Queen Allendal can very easily be a problem, though. Not really sure how I'm going to get around that if this thing gets huge. Hero's Heirloom. Well, that's kind of an interesting choice. If they equip here, this is probably getting the Geyser. Yeah, you can bash. No blocks. And I get a sapling. We'll play... Well, is there a reason to play anything else? Yeah, so I think I'll do this. Yeah, I'll Geyser first, because if I get an untapped land, I'll probably play one of my 2-drops, or I'll probably play Steel Crusher instead of... Yeah, perfect, okay. So we go Mountain, Steel Crusher. That is fine. No attacks. Kind of what I was worried about. And they'll replay Allendal. They'll re-equip. Does this give it first strike? Trample and haste. Okay. Target a creature I control. We'll put on this sapling. So they obviously have action of some kind. I drew a forest. Well, I think I just attack with the team. See how they block. Because I have so many tricks in my hand, like it's like basically impossible to go wrong. And then if they do like try to spend a trick or something, or depending on how they use their mana, I might Micromancer for Flowstone Infusion to kill Queen Allendal, if that's what it comes to. You don't have to tap for this, right? Yeah, okay. Steel Crusher is actually kind of cute against this. Just like that. Okay, well, I'm not going to spend one of my tricks on that. Now, they probably have a trick in their hand, right? So do I still want a Micromancer for Flowstone Infusion? I think so. We'll tap this right just in case. I doubt they'll kill like Mana Worker in response or anything like that, but like it's a possibility. Oh. I don't want to save that sapling. No way. Take action. Yeah, get the Flowstone Infusion for sure here. Kill this before it becomes a problem. And play Forest so I can save something with Gaia's Might if I need to. I don't really need this Ridgeline in play. Not scared of too much. Not scared of too much. Runic Mons, okay. Resolve. You can equip, get a menace attack in. I actually think I'm just going to destroy that. I think that's too much to allow them to do that. Kind of wish I wasn't drawing lands here. Flooding out a little bit. Yeah. I don't think I'd not attack there. That seems unreasonable. But the land situation is bad. Uh-huh. I get a 1/1. Come on, man. Pretty silly. Like, any spell there would have been really solid. At least opponent's flooding a little bit too. King Darien, okay. Well, that's also very bad. Really could have used some action. Now I don't know if I'm going to win this game. Yep, now you get a free 2/2. I have so many good cards to draw here. Defiler's not bad. So they can attack back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they can also make another 1/1. So I think I'm going to cast... Well, so I attack with Micromancer here, I think. I'll just move straight to blockers. Okay. That's fine. And then I'll cast Defiler. And they're going to have to find a way to kill that. And they can't really attack, even though they get to make a 2/2 here. Oh, and they just skipped it. They didn't make a thing like they were supposed to. Though now they have 9 mana. Well, gonna attack, huh? Okay. This could end up bad for them. They do get to make a string of endless 2/2s. Uh-huh. Unless this is like Destroy Evil again. They know this has first strike. Strength of the Coalition. Okay. I think I Gaia's Might rather than Colossal Growth, because Colossal Growth gives me Trample. Uh-huh. Man, that's so ugly. So now I have to deal with Darien somehow. And I keep ripping land. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. What do I do? I think I just attack with Defiler. I don't think I can attack with both of these. That doesn't seem good. Because the Micromancer is going to need to hold back the 2/2s. but they could just endlessly chump here, you know. Okay. Well, yeah, that's fine. You just sacrifice Darien. Well, now my ability to hold back the 2/2s with Micromancer is really good. Really could use just about any action here. Thank God. Well, except now they can make 2/2s as a turn, so that's really bad. Oh. Okay. Just block with 1, right? They put a +1/+1 counter on him twice, so he would go up to a 6/7. But this will make him. This will be a 7/7. So yeah, that's fine, right? I'm not like goofing. I'm not doing a classic Night Owl goof here. Okay. Mm-hmm. My opponent just. I'm getting very lucky here that my opponent is just not being very good with the resources. I think I'll just attack with these two, leave the 1/3 back. I'm gonna have two 1/3s, but I don't want them to like kill my snare spinner and then like actually start putting in reasonably lethal attacks. I don't think the 1 point of power is like that important on this board. They can trade off the whole board for Micromancer too if they want. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, now hopefully my opponent just doesn't just draw a Haymaker. Hopefully I've also spent most of the power in their deck. Mm-hmm. That's a good draw. Oh, okay. We can kill Snare Spinner with that. It's pretty decent. I think I'm in good shape here. Once I cast Terror, one of the only ways I see them winning is either like Mossbeard Ancient could do it if they get up to like a high enough life total, and then I can't like actually attack into the Mossbeard Ancient, or Temporal Firestorm. It's gonna have to be something good though. Good game, my friend. I got lucky to get out of that one. Opponent, I think, could have killed me if they had been more careful with the resources. All they had to do was sit back, not attack, and then keep making tokens with Darien. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to go back and look at the board, but it just I think that they were just a little too aggressive with the Darien. Anyway, cool. Got out of that. See you for the next one. All right, round 4. We are 2-1. Let's keep it going. Like I said, I'm hoping to at least like get my gems back on this one. So I've been getting beat up in some of my drafts, like I mentioned before. And the thing is, it's not just been like, oh, I'm just getting beat up a little bit. I think this hand is fine, not amazing. Hopefully I draw some cheaper spells. But it's been like I've been going like 0-3, 1-3, stuff like that, and I'm just like not even making my gems back. A Branch Rider, aggressive. Okay. Well, not the draw I was looking for. Any 2-drop I'd be fine with here. Is this mono red? Oh, okay. Works for me. Well, now I like my spot. Red-black. Okay. I'm absolutely blocking. Oh, Lagomos. Okay. Yeah. That's fine. I'm pretty sure I just fire off the guys around Lagomos, right? I see no reason to wait on that. If I can keep myself alive against this deck, I think I'd win the game. So we'll just go like that. Yep, okay. No attacks. The Defiler's going to be pretty good if it doesn't die immediately. Uh-huh. I'll block again, I'll do it. This is Flowstone Infusion. I'm not going to be worried about it. Flowstone Infusion my own. Yeah, I'll just cast Defiler. It could just die, but, you know. I got follow-ups. And they don't have double black, so it's actually going to be kind of tough to kill it. They can't kill it with fires. I actually can't think of anything that kills it except for, like, Fire Nado. Kabu, I accept. I'll block with the Mana Worker again. No, they just skipped it. Okay. Oh, Bone Splinters? That's pretty good. What do I cast? Could cast Outrider. It's kind of the best defensive body. I could cast Rada and keep Flowstone Infusion back. I think this stonewalls them the hardest, right? I think so. I don't really see a big reason to go Rada plus Infusion. Though I can't actually kind of start taking the fight to them pretty soon. So maybe I will do that. Yeah, I think I like this a little bit more. I think what I might do is I might try to either double block Kavu or block Branch Rider. Like, we'll see how they attack. And I think I might be able to, if they spend their mana on stuff, I can blow them out with the Infusion, basically. Also, getting the Infusion out of my hand allows me to cast Tolarian Terror. Just that. Hurling Battle Hymn. Yeah. Oh, past blockers. We block like this. They'll probably pump. Yep. Works for me. A Crystal Grotto. Well, let's play this first, see what we get. Tributary? No. I think I want to cast Outrider because Terror could be cheaper on a future turn. Though it's less likely to just get shoved out of the way. I don't think I'm that scared of that. For example, next turn I could attack, cast Colossal Growth if they try to block, and then cast Terror as a follow-up. Yeah. I think I might just risk taking the 2 here. I'll block like this. They want to spend the mana on that. That's fine. I could take 2 from this because I'm going to start bashing back with Outrider here. Fine by me. A Soul Tender, sure. Nothing too crazy in the graveyard. I'm not really scared of them getting any other creatures back, really. Yeah. So we attack. They take it. It's fine. Like this. Cast Terror. A Swamp. Steel Crusher. Okay, great. Great. Yeah. A Fires of Victory. Yeah, I think I'm going to attack with both, and then what I can do is I can... This is a lot of pressure, and they actually have to block or they die. Yep. 1, 2, 3. do I cast Fires or do I cast Colossal Growth? I think I cast Colossal Growth because Fires, I think I want. Well, the thing is, Fires is not actually going to really draw me much in the way of cards, or I'm sorry, be able to kill much because my hand size is so small. So I actually think I use Fires here, or actually, can I kill them? Wait, this would be 9, and then I could add 4. Nah, they'll live at 1. So yeah, let's kick Fires. And we'll kill this so that they take an extra trample damage point. Yeah. Or no, but I didn't have trample, so they did not take an extra trample damage point. Now they'll be able to buy another creature back, but whatever. Oh, they just didn't use it. That's not good for them. That's not good. Especially if I draw a creature here, I'll actually have a haste attacker. Opponent's deck doesn't look bad, but it's not like insane or anything either. I'm thinking a Branch Rider back. Okay. Get the Snare Spinner block. Okay, cool. That one wasn't too bad. My opponent had like kind of an aggro deck. I mean, not kind of an aggro deck. It was an aggro deck, but I had a good hand against it, and they didn't have like a ton of power. It was like a bunch of like okay dudes backed up by fine removal, but no real X factor. Red black's only an okay archetype, not amazing. But yeah, they were basically just like a bunch of like fine 2-drops, just kind of low power attackers, and yeah, I just had like big fat creatures that were tough to attack into. All right, cool. 3 and 1. Okay, round 5. Round 5. Let's see what we got. I go first, and I got my Tatiora for the first time. This hand is not good, but I think I keep it. Actually, I really should have mulliganed this, maybe. Upon reflection, I should have mulliganed it. I was thinking I could cast my Tatiova, but I actually can't. I'm not going to be able to cast Terror for a while. So this is really dependent on my draws being good, even though I have a good color situation. Yeah, this was a mistake. That's okay. As long as I don't get aggroed out of the game, I think I'll be all right. And I can more freely just cast this Tatiova because I have Repossession. Yeah, Steel Crusher, okay. And in fact, I think I will. Now, if this eats Citizen's Arrest, that's pretty bad, but I don't think I can risk it. Like, I just have to go for it. Hammerhand, okay. Well, that's not too scary. Though I do have to draw some action here. Baird. Oh, that's worse. Oh, Micromancer. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll cast Micromancer, and then I'll probably just get Flowstone Infusion. Yeah. They're going to get another token off of the Baird, but I'll live. Faithbinder, sure. Phalanx, yeah, okay. Well, sizable. I have ways of beating all this, though. And they can't really attack with Steel Crusher because then they don't get the token off Baird. You got a big board. Yeah, we'll just jam Infusion on this right now. Cast Gardener. No attacks. I feel fine about my spot. I want to keep Gardener alive for 1 turn because it'll allow me to cast my Repossession, but... Faithbinder. Actually, maybe I'll just trade it. I don't know. It'll be bad if I can't cast Repossession, but... Like, do I just take 5 here? Oh no, I could. Oh wait, I could block with Micromancer. Duh. Yeah, that's fine. Another Baird. Dang, okay. Well, that's not good. I think I just cast Terror. Or no, I can cast Weatherseed Treaty. Get my swamp. And it makes a land. Right? What's the right way to do this? I really, the thing is I can't do it all this turn, and I really want to save my repossession. So yeah, I think I just jam Terror. I think this is the move. Attacks. End turn. I'm much more fine with trading off my Gardener this turn, so. Mm-hmm. All those tokens are bad for me, though. Oh, sure. Well, I'll just block here. Right? Or I could... So I could block with Tatiova. What could I do then? Then I have 7 mana. I could 3 for Repossession, recast Tatiova, and then I would need another land. So be 1 to 3, 1 to 3. I can't like Tatiova and Weatherseed Treaty. No, I think I got to do this and this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then we'll go like this. Submit. Get my swamp. And we will make this island a 3/3. No attacks. Okay. And now I feel like I'm in a really good spot. Well, I'm not going to block the 4/4. I could double block, I suppose, and then be 1 to 3. How many spells do I have in the graveyard? Just 1. So Terror would cost 5 if I cast Repossession. Yeah, I think I... Oh, just the 4/4? Nah. Maybe that's risky. A Benelish Sleeper. Okay. Oh, they didn't kick it. Okay. So I get a Saproling. I think I will Repossession. So wait, hang on. I have 1, 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Repossession will make Terror cost 5. But I could Repossession plus Micromancer. Right? That'd be like black 1, 2. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Repossession plus Micromancer is pretty good. It looks like they can't kill the Tatiova yet. So alternatively, I could Repossession, Steel Crusher, and leave the 3/3. But I think that this is... Yeah, maybe that's actually better. Because I don't want to... Yeah, no, this is better. So we'll go Terror, Micromancer. Actually, maybe I do want to cast Micromancer here. It's kind of tough because I am at a lowish life total, I can't cast Terror right now. I really wish I had another mana available to me. Just casting the 2/2 doesn't help, except it does like kind of lock down the board a little bit better because I'm not tapping one of my important blockers. I still think this is the move. No. We'll just cast Steel Crusher. I think as long as I like live through the next couple turns, I'll be fine. Mhm. So this is a heroic charge, which is what it looks like. I think a block like this. And then I could just trade the token off for the 2/2, but the 2/2 isn't much better than the 1/1, and this beats the heroic charge. I take 4. Yeah. Land would be really good this next turn. Yeah, they're thinking about it. They definitely have a heroic charge. Really hoping to draw land. Oh, take up the shield. Okay, never mind. Well, that's fine. We'll get another 1/1 after this. I'll go to 9. Oh, and a Furious Bellow. Okay. Well, they spent all of their cards. They get another 1/1. My board is really bad, though. If I draw a land, however, which I do, yeah, so it becomes a 7/7. So I can cast. I think I go Forest, make a land, creature, Micromancer, and then I have Giant Growth. Which will cheapen my terror on a future turn. Right? We'll go with the mountain. And then yeah, I think Micromancer's the play. Take action. Guy's Might. Okay. No attacks. A little scary still. Still definitely lose. Well, I'm hoping these draw nonsense. Yep, you get a 1/1. Defiler, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't really cast it. I think I have to start attacking, but it's getting kind of scary. I think I can wait 1 turn to attack, right? And leave the land back so I don't die. Oh, I actually could have cast Dragon Whelp, but nah, I would have had to pay 2 life, so it's fine. You get another 1/1. Becoming a problem. Oh, Colossal Growth. Okay. So I think I cast Dragon Whelp. I'll kill a token. And then just attack with a mountain. Because then I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers. I have to start attacking at some point. I have 1, 2. So this is going to be worth 4, 8. right? So I'm going to have 8 surprise damage coming up here. Yeah, I have to kill them before something bad happens. Land is still my best draw because then I can like go multiple spells and play a blocker. Uh-oh. This is heroic charge. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, land is good. So I could attack for 8, 9, 10, 11, 19. So I think I go forest, make the forest a land, attack with one of them. Or how much is this going to... So I can cast Terror for 5. I could pump Dragon Whelp once, which I don't really want to do because I want to save some of my pumps. So yeah, we'll go... Jeez, keep doing that. Cast Terror for 5. End turn. It's going to have to be Heroic Charge. Currently have 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I have lethal, depending on what they have in their hand. Okay. Do I go for it? Well, another land makes it 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I think I do, actually. Unless it's Destroy Evil, basically. If it's Destroy Evil, I probably die. Right? So do I go for it? Well, if it's Destroy Evil, it's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? Wait, yeah, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then if they Gaia's Might 1, it'd be 3, 6, 9, and say they like, or say they just, oh no, they can't actually destroy evil unless I use one of the pumps. So it would be 3, 6, 9, and then I pump 1, and it would only be like 13. No. So I don't think I go for it. I think I need to get them just a little bit lower. They're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 attackers. Yeah. Oh, Jesus, I keep doing that. Whereas if I put them to 15 this turn. Actually, no, we'll attack with Dragon Whelp. Because I can pump this. Now they're at 13, and they have to kill me on this follow-up turn. Which they could. I think it was just too risky to go for that there. Cool, got it. Yeah, I don't know what they had in their hand. I'm really curious. But yeah, I think Destroy Evil kills me. It's possible something else. What else could have killed me there, I guess? Maybe that was too conservative to play around Destroy Evil, especially because they already cast one. They could have killed Tatiova, though clearly they couldn't have done that there. Because they conceded. They could have killed Tatiova, and then instead I have a bunch of ground attackers, and then they just do like a block or two. I think that was the right play. The risk I was drawing was that they were going to draw some way to get out of that, but we got out of it. So cool, 4-1. All right, round 6. Finally, finally at least like made most of my intro back. No, I can't keep this. This is bad. Hoping my opponent mulligans so we can match. Matching, twins, come on. You don't like your hand. I don't like my hand. You don't like your hand. Let us both just get new hands. Nope. All right. Oh my god. I'm going to keep it. Um, Not because it's good, but because I think going to 5 in this situation is bad, and hopefully I just draw a creature. Put ridgeline on the bottom, don't need that. Cool. Actually, maybe I should have kept ridgeline, because now I drew a double red spell. I was thinking I didn't want to like another tap land when I had my colors anyways, but then I was like, oh wait, I have double red. Turns out. So this game is looking bad. This is kind of a problem with combat tricks. And this is why I wanted my deck to be cheaper and have more cheap creatures in it. Combat tricks are really pretty good if you're like applying pressure. Part of the reason, so I was talking about this at the beginning of the draft. I'm in trouble. Um, I was talking about this at the beginning of the draft, but I tend to like aggressive decks a little bit more. Not just in this format, but it's kind of my style anyways. In part because you can also like get away with a lot of effects in aggressive decks that you can't in like more controlling ones. Combat tricks are bad in control decks, but by playing an aggressive deck, like a lot of the commons become a lot more available to you. Um, it also kind of ties in with what I was talking about with how like the draft portion is challenging. So, and this is a little bit unique to this set. Again, say I'm like constructing a good like late game deck. Well, I need to make sure I have like good cheap creatures, but also good finishers, but also good removal, but also good mana. And so not only is like the demands on your deck really super high, like during the draft portion, yeah. Gang, I'm just gonna get smashified this game. There's really not much for it. Yeah, just die. Sometimes you just get really bad hands and you die. What was I saying? This lethal attack distracted me. Yeah, so not only does like the draft portion have to go really well, and then like the games have to go really well, but also like you guys have heard me talk a little bit about how the colors can like you're playing like white, you're trying to play like white or green, you end up in like a defensive or an aggressive deck and like whatever. So a lot of the like say you're trying to like draft this deck where it's like you need all of these specific pieces, right? Well, if it's like a late game defensive type deck, a lot of like the aggressive cards like don't work for you. So it's like say you're playing like a defensive green deck. Well, these cards like are not as good. They're fine. Or like say you're playing like a red blue like controlling style deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'll just play forest. No spells. This is so bad. I'm gonna die without playing a single spell. Sometimes you just get unlucky, gang. Opponent has double black in their deck. Also, like, forgive me, I've been trying to make this point for like forever now. Sometimes, like, so the commons are already like, or the cards in the deck are like already. I can't even, or no, I can't cast this. Is it good enough? No, I'm going to take 4 no matter what. Actually, no. Well, they have to cast a spell. Well, let's see what happens when I cast Tatiova. I could technically live through the turn. I swear to God, I'm going to make this point. I'm sorry. All right, that is that one. So you're trying to like thread the needle and get like all these different things, all these like different elements into your deck, and then it could be the case that like you just don't see the right cards in the packs to like fill those holes. So not only like do you have to like kind of have the foresight to know like what you're gonna see and like okay like oh, do I pick this removal spell or do I pick this good finisher, or do I pick the mana that I need? And then it's like even if there's like a heuristic that you have like always lean into this, like always pick, I would say like of those like you probably want to lean into the good interaction. That's the most important and most irreplaceable, and you can, if you're smart about it, you can like keep your colors like kind of like reasonable, and if you have like a grindy enough deck with good interaction you can, I mean, you saw that one draft I did where it was like I just like finished them with like whatever like stupid idiot creatures I had, so like it's possible. So I'd say the interaction is the important part there. But say like you like even like lean into that, you're like what I'm going to take is the good interaction, like that's what I'm going to do. Well, it could be the case that it's like, but I also need the mana and I also need the finishers, and then you just see like more of the interaction like pass in front of you, and it's like, oh, well, I prioritized for this like one aspect of my deck, but then that just kept flowing, and I actually needed like these other aspects, and there was no way I could have known that on my previous picks. And this is all exacerbated by the fact that in the common slot there are lands, so sometimes it weakens how many different effects are in the packs. Does this make sense? Like if you have a pack where it's like 3 or 4 lands in it, the number of like commons in the pack is like greatly reduced as far as like actual spells. And then again, say I'm like playing like a control style deck, and then I just end up seeing like Battling Mystics. I mean, this isn't uncommon, but you get the example. This isn't like a good control card by any means, really. Um, you end up in a spot where it's like you already need all of these specific pieces for your deck, and then there are just less of any given effect in the pack because so many of the slots are taken up by lands. So it can just be really, really difficult to put a cohesive deck together that like hits all the different points that you need. Um, and so when you're playing like a more aggressive deck, it's kind of less true because like you still want any interaction you take is still going to be good. Plus any random stupid creature you take is more acceptable. Like the level of how good like a 2-drop has to be in your deck goes like way down when it's like, well, I'm just trying to curb out and beat my opponent up. Like, you know, Steel Crusher isn't insane, but if you're just backing it up with Furious Bellow and Gaia's Might, it doesn't need to be like too insane, right? And also like things like Furious Bellow like become like a little bit more acceptable. I just think that like it's easier to get the pieces together as well as having all of the intrinsic good advantages of having an aggressive deck, like being able to beat your opponent's rares by killing them before they go off, punishing your opponent if they have a slow hand or have bad mana. I mean, like look at this, look how this game went. I have probably like if I would like to cast Tolarian Terror onto this board. I mean, I couldn't get through the Essence Scatter, but like imagine if I did. Well, that's kind of a tough card for them to deal with. I mean, they can still attack me in the air with Mystic, but this is another reason why I think like defensive decks are kind of bad. Is that like there are so many ways to like get like attacks through. I found this in like especially like the defenders deck. I've talked about this a little bit, where it's like um, the defenders aren't actually that good at defending. In fact, I think they're kind of bad at it. Like Academy Wall, I hate Academy Wall. I hate it because it's a 0/5 defender, right? But a lot of the time, it just can't block. Like enlist creatures attack right through it, flyers attack right around it. The looting on it is decent if you end up getting a couple loots off of it. Like the fact that it's blocking and looting is not bad. Like that's actually the aspect of the card that I like, you know. But if you're playing a 0/5 like creature that can only defend in your deck, and then it's bad at defending, that's horrible. I'd much rather be attacking. I'd much rather be attacking all the time in this format. Again, I think that if you were to put together the sweetest, most well put together domain deck that has all of the pieces and all of the lands and all the good mana and the good finishers and the good removal, it probably is like the best possible deck you could put together, right? But that's like a fraction of the time that that comes together. And a lot of times, like I've tried to draft like domain decks. Like mine's close to a domain deck here. But I've tried to draft like more domain style, like mid-rangey, late gamey style domain decks like a number of times, and it always falls on its face because it's like, my removal just didn't line up quite good enough, or like I just didn't have enough of it, or I just got attacked before my stuff could go off, or like I just didn't quite have my colors right, and like there's just so many things that could go wrong. I'd rather just play 2 colors and just smash my opponent to death, which is kind of what my opponent did here. So, really interesting that they're like I wonder how many black sources they're playing. My opponent's mana base is interesting here. You guys know me; I love to complain about mana, especially when my opponents have like really excellent mana and I just like can't cast anything ever. That's okay. 4 and 2. All right, round 7. If I get 5 wins with this deck, I'll be pretty happy, honestly. I'll at least have gone positive. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. It's like I draw my 1 swamp, 3 forests. At least I have repossession, but I can't cast either of my red cards, and folks are just like jamming whatever lands they want into their deck, and they're like, oh yeah, no problem, I can cast all my stuff. I'm a huge complainer when it comes to mana, I know, but like it's actually something I hate about this format. This hand's terrible. I can keep this. I think I get rid of forest. I don't really want to get rid of any of my spells here. Okay. It's really, 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 really annoying to like just watch people like curve out on me while I'm like struggling to, cast like even any of my spells when I try. Like I'm so conservative with my mana, and people are just like not worried about it, and I just get destroyed anyways. Like I'm not gonna attack even though I got the guy as my like. I see no reason to do that. I think if I keep my life total high, that's fine. Confident, sure. I don't feel good about my chances here. That's an interesting card. I'm going to keep it in my hand for now. I could just snap it off on Kavu, but I think it's pretty important for me to draw the card here. So I don't feel good about my Rada living through the turn, however. If it does, it's kind of sick. Oh, no. I think it's dead. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, yeah, I ain't blocking. No, no, no. No blocks. Yeah, if you want to pump. Are you going to kill my Rada now? No? Okay. Well, I got something to play. Another Kabu. Sure. Colossal Growth. Well, I think I will attack now. I'm not really getting much damage done, and then I can fire something. No lucks. So, I don't think I cast anything. I think I just do this. And then I will fires one of the Kabus. I need to get the Terror cheaper. Sure. Feeling a little bit better about my chances. I think Rod is going to do a good job smashing. Uh-huh. I got something else to play. Oh. Kind of good. What's this? Lightning Strike. I think it gets the Colossal Growth. Guy's Might's cheaper, so I can keep that up a little bit easier, and this will give me Trample. Whereas they might block with the... they might block with the Steel Crusher otherwise. Okay. Pass. Well, this turned around. Sure. You gotta attack. Nope. Okay. Yeah. We smash again. Uh-huh. Yep. Just lethal. Cool. Well, Rada went to town. Dang. I've never gone off with this card yet. I've seen him play because it's a little awkward. Like you have to like cast it and then attack as this 3/3, and then actually like have it live through combat. But my deck's really pretty set up because it's basically just a pile of combat tricks. So as long as Rada didn't die, I was in great shape. And then I wonder if they could have Lightning Strike did on a turn where they played something else, or if they drew that Lightning Strike. But yeah, really just turned that one around real fast. Felt really good about that. So cool, 5 wins. Well, I'm pretty happy with that. We'll see if I mean, we'll try to close it out here. But I at least made my gems back, which it's been about like a year since I've done that. So cool. All right, next round. Round 8. Round 8. Let's go. Is this a hand? I think it is. I think it is. It's a little awkward. I have the triple trick problem again, but I have a Weathersea Treaty in my hand. And then I'm on the draw. So I think I'm a little more fine with this. This could go really bad, but and I'm gonna need to draw land, but I don't think I mulligan this hand. No play from my opponent's good. That's bad though. Now I really need a land. I was hoping to find a land in my top 3. Okay, that's fine. Really hoping to find a land. If I do, I think I'm in great shape. Please? Okay, well. Great. Guess I'll discard one of the colossal growths. That's so bad. I can't believe I'm going to die like this. I think any land in my top 3, and I'm so far ahead this game. And now it's like, the thing is, even if I get a land at this point, I bet you I'm going to be too far behind to really get anywhere. We'll see. Yeah. Well, that's a land. You gotta be kidding, man. I think I only had 2 tap lands in the deck left. That's very annoying. I think I just lose now. You know, I thought I was going to lose like more straight up games with this deck, and this is like the second game that I'm just kind of losing to really horrible draws, which definitely happens, you know, but what can you do? Uh-huh. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm actually fine with that. I think I'm going to Geyser. I could cast Weatherseed Treaty. Maybe that's a little bit better. But I really want to hit my land drop and defend myself this turn. So I think it's probably better if I Geyser and risk finding the land. I think. Because it's so important I find a land this turn, and this defends me a little bit. I'm going to go with Soul Tender, because they have to put mana into Kabu to make it work. Okay. That's actually kind of good. I really think I could have won this game if there was a land in my top 3. That won't do it. I can't really get many cards out of my hand. I could cast Tatiova. That won't do much, will it? How do I get out of this? Fires won't really do anything. All of my tricks look terrible. Could Weatherseed Treaty for 1. If I just play Micromancer, I probably just die, right? I think I Fires on Kavu. The reason I do that, like something has to die. I can't just cast Micromancer because they have a whole handful of cards, and so they'll just kill me with something. Like they'll just kill Micromancer and I die. So I think I have to shoot this, and then I kind of leave the Garna because I can actually block that with a Micromancer on a later turn, like if that ever comes to it. Especially because if I draw a land, what I can do is I can kill something with fires. Yeah, so we'll go like this. We'll kill this. Hopefully next turn what I can do is Micromancer and then have Gaia's Might, so I can, if they have like a lightning strike to kill the Micromancer, I can actually get out of it with the oh, and I take 1. No, I just lose. What an annoying way to lose a game, man. I don't think I'm supposed to mulligan that hand, right? Like I have, if I draw 1 land, I have like multiple good effects to cast on 3, and then I just have like drawn out of it essentially. Well, there it goes. Yeah, I really thought I was going to actually just lose straight up games with this deck a little bit more. Because I thought it was fine, but not like amazing. But really, I just like lost one where it was like, you know, my hand was like horrible mulligan into horrible hand, and then um, also like just like no mana into aggressive deck and die. You know, so lined up pretty poorly. Lined up pretty poorly. Let's take a look at the deck though. I want to come off as a huge complainer to you guys. You know, Magic is a very frustrating game at times. And so I won't pretend that I have pretty good mental game, but I won't pretend like I don't get annoyed sometimes. So I hope I don't come off as like just a gigantic complainer. Um, but kind of what I'm annoyed about is like I had like I had four tricks in the deck. Is that correct? Yeah, I had four tricks in the deck, and then two of my losses were like hands where I had like three of my four tricks in my hand multiple times. Like that's really bad. That is a weakness of tricks, right? That you just like don't have enough creatures to like use them. So it's like okay, like that happens, and you just don't have enough to like, you know, make them worth anything. But like I was like, man, maybe I played like way too many tricks, and now I'm looking at it and I'm like, wait, I drew three of my four tricks like for like three hands. It was like if I remember right, my second loss was like a three trick hand. Was it a three trick hand the first time? I can't really remember. I think it was. Or it was a multi trick hand into a three trick hand again. And then my last loss there was like also another three trick hand. Like, oh, that's just how it goes sometimes, I guess. The deck was okay. Tatiova, I only got to go off with once, but I got to go off with both of my legends multiple times. Or not multiple times, but yeah, one time each. So that was pretty good. Um, what else? Fires of Victory wasn't actually as good as I wanted it to be. It was decent, but it was like my only removal spell, and it actually really did get to the point where I was like, oh, this can't actually, it's not unconditional removal. You know, I would like cast all my stuff, and then I would just like have no good, like, I would just wouldn't have enough to like actually kill things. It didn't come up too much, but it was a concern with the card. Um, so yeah, it was just something to consider. It was like it didn't punish me too much in this draft, but do gotta watch it. Um, I got punished by my mana a little bit, you know, nothing too insane, but it does happen, I suppose, you know. Like I didn't have to play this swamp, though I kind of did to play the repossession. I think the repossession was right. Like when I have like some of my like I really only had like a couple of cards that were like my good cards to win the game with. I think that playing one repossession is really pretty strong, especially because it was like one of my only grindy spells as well. I don't know, I kind of stand by it with all these different ways to cast it too. I think it was fine. Um, so yeah, kind of disappointing the way that my losses went, you know. But so it goes. Yeah, I don't know if I got too much else to say about the deck. Defiler was okay. Defiler was okay. 4/4 is actually like only a fine size in this set because there are a number of creatures that actually do get bigger than this. There are a number of like 5 toughness creatures that like really kind of like stop it pretty well. But it's decent. It's decent, and the ping's only okay. The pay life on these cards only ever comes up every now and then. I really haven't done it that much. Um, I still think this card's overrated a little bit. It's good. I think it's overrated a little bit. Um, a 3 mana ramp spell is like okay. It's really only because you push your colors so hard in this set, it becomes kind of important. But it's also kind of like it pushes you to do that sort of thing. So it kind of like sets you up to fail a little bit sometimes too. And then the saplings are it's just a little slow. It's a little slow. This card is really good. I think it's generally overrated by a touch. Um, yeah, I was at peace with the terrors, though I wasn't an insane terror deck because I didn't really. Sometimes it was hard. I think you guys saw it was hard to like get my tricks out of my hands to actually play the terror. It wasn't like I was playing like a million spells either. Um, yeah, so overall the deck was okay. I'm happy to get 5 wins out of it, I suppose. Let's see. Let's claim my prizes. 1,600 gems, 4 packs. I have 8 packs here. I think I must have got those from like other stuff. This is one of the worst packs I have ever seen. Urtai Scorn, I guess. Not Heroic Charge is like the best card for like the deck that it goes in. That's not even worth considering. That's not a real pack. This one, I would take Terror out of this pack actually. I think it's kind of the best spell here. Espionage is also pretty good. Cult Conscript's decent, but I don't like the black aggro decks very much. This is like a fine black-white card maybe. Black-red's an okay archetype, but it's like not amazing. I thought I was going to like black a lot more going into this set, and it's actually kind of become my least favorite color. I just don't think it's super good. It's mostly like I just like some of the decent black cards for the domain decks. Like, I'd rather splash Tribute to Urborg than actually play black in any meaningful way. Some of the cards are good. Rage is good. Soul Tender's decent, you know, but overall, like there are good black cards, but I don't know. I haven't been too impressed with the black decks. Here, oh, drag to the bottom easy. Well, this is one of the cards that you want to pick up. These are so warping, informative. Like when you pick these up early. Otherwise, Rada, I think. Um, Not crazy about the multicolor aspect, but this is the kind of card like if you're base green. So Rada is a really good example of like kind of the problem I've been talking about. So if you're just playing straight up red green aggro, pretty decent. Well, let's say you're playing like I don't know, like green black or green white or any of the other color combos and like splashing this or something like that. Um, or even you're playing green red with like a bunch of splashes. Well, is that really an aggro deck? Like this is kind of an aggro card that wants you to play a bunch of like tap lands to get your domain in to get your domain going, and also like incentivizes you to be like an aggressive deck. Like okay, like I was backing this card up with combat tricks in my deck, and that's good. And that's what you want to do. But there's kind of tension between doing that and then like having like a full-on domain deck where you're like splashing all these different colors. Maybe you're playing like Weatherseed Treaty, so you're trying to ramp a little bit. Um, it just puts you in this really awkward spot where it's like you want to be an aggressive deck, but domain type things are not naturally leading you down an aggressive road. But you can. I mean, you can have like a bunch of Ruwalas and stuff like that, but you just end up with like deck tension, which is one of the things I know I keep talking about it, but it really is like one of like the big things that you should keep in mind in this format. Oh, this is probably electrostatic infantry, and it is. This card's great. I've been beaten up by this card, but I've never. It's like this card like has gone off, and I've seen other people play it, but I'm not really interested in playing a double weight green card. My opponents never have trouble casting this, of course, but if I were to play it, I'd probably draw like green, blue, red, and then never be able to cast it. And then when I do, it's like a 2/2 that dies to a Flowstone Diffusion or something. But you know, classic Night Owl stuff. Um, easy electric static infantry though. That card just goes off. Here, I'd probably pick Loam Speaker. Um, though I think Essence Scatter or Terror would be fine picks. I like it better than Mar. I like any three of these better than Mar or Bulwark. Um, so you've probably heard me go off on Naga Vitalist before. This card's a little bit different. A 1/3 is a better body. It does fix for any color, and it also like creates a threat later on in the game. And multicolor is much more of a thing in this set. So I think that this pulls a lot more weight than other like two mana creatures. So I'd be pretty fine with starting a draft at this. Not insane or anything though. There are definitely cards you can pick over that. Soul of Windgrace. Well, I'm not going to start with this. I actually don't know if Knight is better than Tribute or not. The interaction is so important if you have like a slower deck. It's so important to be able to do this. But this is like one of the best 2-drops in the set. I think I would start with Knight and try to play a more aggressive deck. It's tight though. It's tight. This is exactly one of those things where it like really depends on like how the draft goes, which of these is actually better, and how your deck ends up looking. If you're a more aggressive deck, Knight is way better. If you're a controlling deck, Tribute's way better. It's hard to know what you're going to be. You know what I mean? I think I take Knight because it also goes good in the controlling decks as well. Well, so Tribute also goes good in the aggressive decks. I don't know. I don't know. Golden Argosy's fine. I guess it's a good way to start. That's a decent way to start. Beyond that, these are both black-white cards, but I'm a little more inclined to start with Sleeper because this card is really excellent. And then if you just like splash the kicker, it's really good. And then even if you don't, a 2-mana 3/1 is like a lot of the white decks actually really want this as like one of their creatures to just like start bashing really early with. So that's pretty excellent. I think I would start with Sleeper actually. Black white seems like a decent archetype. Every time I play it, I just get the snot kicked out of me. Um, I don't really know why that is. Maybe the versions of it I've been playing have been like kind of bad. Um, it's a kind of a go wide synergy deck, but the creature quality isn't like insane. But you back it up with like a lot of removal. I don't know. It almost seems like the domain decks in that like you need to have like a lot of specific pieces that come together. Like you need to have like a good aggressive presence and then also like good token makers and like something like a heroic charge, but then also good removal. Except it doesn't like offer like the insane stuff that the domain decks do. I have not had a lot of success with black white, even though on paper my black white decks have looked good. It's hard to tell if it's just been kind of one of those things where it just hasn't worked out or if the deck type is bad. I kind of lean towards Sleeper though, and maybe look at playing a red white deck. I think red white's really excellent, so I'd rather play that. Oh, Chaplain it is. Yeah, there's very little you pick over Chaplain. This card's absurd. Um, you just pick this. Then this is actually a reason to go into defenders. You pick up Shield Wall Sentinels, you win the game. Really super excellent. You tend to want to play black with it, so you can play Herbal Repossession or other raised dead effects, so you can just like keep recasting it. Yeah, you just pick this and do whatever you got to do to play it, basically. Um, and it's really excellent. Way better than Tori. Way better than I mean, Shadow Ray Priest is barely a thing. Tori's decent. This card is really good if you are in red white, so not a reasonable way to start. But I don't know this other stuff. All right, let's draft. 5 and 3, not bad. I'm gonna open up this Crimson Vow pack as I'm signing off here. I really liked Lunar Rejection when I was playing Crimson Vow. So, a little tidbit for you there. Whatever. Yeah. So like I said, deck was okay. Again, I think I'm back on the aggro plan. I think that this deck turned out like I said, it turned out okay. I think I ran into the weaknesses of my deck a couple of times, and that's kind of what killed me. And that definitely happens. So yeah, lesson learned there, I think. Yeah. Anyways, that's the draft. I appreciate y'all being here.